Hello guys, my name is Angel Taura. Today we will talk about the economic impact for Honduras in 2020 due to the coronavirus. On March 11, Honduras registered the first two confirmed cases of coronavirus and prohibited air entry to people from high-risk countries. On March 13, schools were closed and gathering of more than 50 people were prohibited. On March 29, a national curfew was established, limiting movements based on the last identity number only for the supply of food, fuel, banking activities, and medical emergencies. The Honduran economy contracted in 2020 by 8.5% due to the impact of the health crisis caused by the pandemic. According to the central bank, around 55,000 million lempiras was lost according to CEPAL. Despite the impact of the virus, Hondurans abroad did not stop sending remittances to their families in the country. $5,530 million were received in 2020, an amount similar to 2019. 2020 left about 135,000 cash and 3,368 deaths in the country. Unemployment increased by 3 out of every 10 salaried workers lost their jobs due to the closure of 5 out of every 10 micro and medium enterprises. Most of the businesses were affected or closed, but others also emerged or benefited. The country became too indebted due to the mismanagement of the government in the pandemic. We will explain this later.
Hello, my name is Alan Estrada and I will tell you about the impact of the COVID-19 in the tourism sector in Honduras. Tourism is one of the essential driving forces for job and growth, but it has changed dramatically due to COVID-19. The paralysis of the tourism sector in Honduras due to the coronavirus has so far caused losses of more than $100 million and the disappearance of some 100,000 jobs in the country. More than 90% of tourism companies in Honduras are micro, small, and medium-sized companies. 87% are nationality and more than 50% have up to 10 employees. Both the country and the companies in the sector are suffering the consequences of the blow to tourism, which leads to a difficult situation for everyone in Honduras. In 2020, 80% of 960 small hotels remain closed, and the remaining 2% are closed, operating with an occupancy of between 5 and 10%. The prospect for 2021 are very uncertain, although it is trusted and with the arrival of the first vaccine against COVID-19, the situation will improve in Honduras, although it will be a slow process. Honduras has all the potential to offer tourism. However, it will require a lot of work and the accompaniment of the different sectors.
Hi, my name is Jafet Berrios and I will talk about businesses that emerged in pandemic. This pandemic came to make every individual more creative than we were previously, and this is due to the lack of employment and the lack of income that we live today. During this time of social isolation as a result of the pandemic, they have re-emerged and created entrepreneurial businesses by people. According to Nunes, society in general was forced to start a business due to the existing circumstances, such as having lost their job, being fired, or also suspended during this pandemic. In that sense, the need to survive is created to undertake a deal. For his part, the coordinator of the SEMUNA stressed that fast foods are a profitable business because everyone has the need to eat. And in this pandemic is added the delivery of taking products home without the need for to expose oneself. Another resurgent business is the sales of cleaning and biosafety supplies as well as the call centers at home. They are a business that has come to revolutionize as it is more extensive. Likewise, the Entrepreneur Center of the Maximum House of Studies is available to support students and the entrepreneurial society in general through free advice to carry out their idea and this startup business. Experts agree that the COVID-19 pandemic has greatly impacted the way of life, as well as the behavior of businesses, which in fact has given an impetus to reinvent startups and companies.
Hello, my name is Karen Flores. I will tell you about the effect of the new coronavirus in Honduras families. The first effect that I will mention is the food crisis. 31% of the Honduras population suffered the food crisis, which translated into 20.9 million citizens who live in the midst of the health emergency in 2020. Due to the food crisis, the population was forced to make protests in order to acquire them and feed their families. Honduras showed their brotherhood in those most in need and gave food. Another consequence due to the new coronavirus was the stop of classes, affecting nearly the poorest children. Lack of job, work suspension, and lack of payments were one more effect of the new coronavirus pandemic. Due to all these food problems, lack of work, suspension in education, and the confinement of most of the population, they feel in a state of stress and despair.
Hi, my name is Neri Espinosa, and I will talk about the economic impact of COVID 19 in Honduras. Honduras could be the one of the Central American countries with the greatest impact of its economic growth due the COVID-19, with a loss of up to 12% of gross domestic product. It will increase informality and push thousands of people to the poverty. So, the country requires a comprehensive strategy to support the most disadvantaged. According to estimates, Honduras could face one of the worst economic crises, something not seen in the last century, as a result to the coronavirus, which has caused more than 76,000 infections and 2,323 deaths in the country, according to the state-run system National Risk Management, which is the product of the bad management of the pandemic, that is the almost zero response capacity to better manage to the pandemic and the intelligent reopening. The economists regretted that the government does not have a real plan for economic reactivation aimed at promoting public policies to guarantee access to credits, lower taxes, focus public spending, and allocate more resources to social programs. The economic crisis will also deepen poverty, social inequalities, migration, and violence, and will cause Honduras to have a totally devastated economy in 2021.
Hello, I am Andres Serrano, and I am going to talk to you about the use of technology during the pandemic. During this pandemic, some of the industries and organizations stopped working, but others used the technology for solving some of their problems. One way they choose is the use of application. These applications solve a lot of problems of communications, and I'm going to talk you about some of them. Now I'm going to tell you about some useful applications that industries use. I'm going to talk you about the application Zoom. It's an application for making meetings. You can see the people in the screen. You can share screens, some documents, and chat. There's another application for meetings, and it is the Microsoft Teams. It's a little more extended application. We can use the same things that we have in Zoom, and I'm going to tell you now about the Moodle. The Moodle is an application useful for education. In this application, we can make evaluations, we can share documents and information. The application Power BI. In this application, we can share information in the form of graphics. Data is a dashboard. We can see the information and the trends of the of different variables that the industries use. Thanks for watching and hearing my